Yes, sir. I used to see the babies upstairs. Oh God, let me, so killer.
We at Muhammad's Minds, Muhammad University, about to visit the students. You understand me? Most beautiful thing, man, being able to educate your own. Control what goes into the mind of the youth, which is the most important thing right now. As Brother Nuri say, a youthless future is a useless future. So if we're not educating the children, we're not building a future at all.
Yes, ma'am. That's a fact, brother. Give me 1 second, let me just...
Elijah Muhammad, man, the most successful black leader of all time.
Yes, he is. Okay.
You see the chain?
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Sister Killer, our guest is here. You want me to bring him up? I said our guest is here. Do you want me to bring him up?
How you doing? What's your name?
Yes, I should.
Jamila. Beautiful name.
Jamila Berry.
Brother, she want to take
My name is Jamila. My name is Dana.
How you doing? Blessings.
My name is Dana.
Dana?
Yeah, my name is Dana Derry.
What's your reason?
And my name is Jamila Berry.
I can't forget you, baby.
Okay, because I would like to bring the children down and bring everybody inside of the lecture hall so you can sit down and then you can probably speak to everybody at the same time. But at this moment, we have 8 minutes left for our class, and then when class is over, we'll come downstairs and then we'll talk with you.
I'm patient. I'll wait.
Thank you so much.
The brother was asking if, what was the specific historical reference of this mosque? No, I'm asking you, brother.
Oh, yes.
So
This was from 116th Street. That's where the Minister Farrakhan was the national representative after the death of Malcolm X. He came in 116th Street. And then we went to a State Building. Then we went to Fifth Avenue, then Brooklyn. And that brother there, Brother Kareem, I was showing you. He helped the minister start the nation. He was our Brother Kareem, Sister Jonna's father. And then we opened up the university. That was in, I think, about 19, I don't know the exact, so I'm not going to expound on it. But it's beautiful that you came, brother.
yes, sir.
Here go the hats.
I'm glad you
But,
called when you did.
brother, it couldn't be.
You had a good time.
You know, because the sister told me that the children wanted to say, oh, Brother Joe, and I wasn't thinking at the time you was on the corner, you know. I was not thinking, but then it flashed back when I went down. She said, Brother Joe, the sister that cooks, you know, okay, my brother, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the star of the show.
No, brother, I'm just here, brother.
1994.
Yeah.
1994, and we had the Million Man March, and a lot of buses went out, and this is where it started. Brother Minister Conrad at one time, and then Brother Afeez, God bless our brother, Afeez took over. You know.
And what was the other brother name?
Brother Minister Benjamin.
Minister Benjamin. Yeah.
Minister Benjamin, you know. But what I love about New York is where when we get a call, we go out and we got the door. We got the door. We can go to Philly, and that's their town, but New York got the floor. Like when we went to Savior's Day, New York had the gate to coming in. So Yusuf Shah used to always tell us that the most important thing about New York, y'all got the top security. So y'all have to, you know. So Brother Anthony, the Assistant Supreme Captain, came out of New York. Brother Mustafa, New York, and the Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, came out of New York. And you know what's strange about him? His represents tells we is because when they had in 1993 they had the all men's meeting at the Armory. But the funny thing about that, if you do the research, but I'll get it to you later, before that it was 13 below zero. When he entered that particular day, it was 70 degrees. Then when he left, it went back below zero. Yeah, if that's not, when you get the date, I got his number, so I'll call him and get the date, because when you give me information like that, you want people to be able to get the actual facts. Because that's when I said to myself, oh no, this is a special kind of man.
Yes, sir.
You know, because that day it was 70 degrees, no coats. Then it went back down. And then when he left Mississippi, when they hung that brother, when he said, I pray to my God that my God come, it rained for 3 weeks down there after he left. So it tells you the specialty. When he, matter of fact, he called out to me and Mars at the armory, and he said that, I don't know how I said that, but God went into the preachers and everybody else. It wasn't just the nation helped out, because they had buses too out of the way. So that was a scene for sore eyes, the Million Man March. You know, so, you know, he has a lot of ground to speak for himself, because I remember that I was up in Cornell University, and that was about 1977, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact date, and the nation haven't even started then. But he had just him, and I said, where's your security? They were burning cross. The CIA and USMA is all black down Curry in Cornell University, and they were burning the cross. And some kind of way I made some phone calls, got a hold of him, and he showed up. How he came through that time, they probably did whatever they could, but they didn't know that he was raising the nation again. You know, so the minister's a special person. Look at his disciples. Look at my brother, 19 Keys. Look at Nori. Look at Carlos. Look at Ishmael. Wesley. You could go on and on. So when you look at one, you gotta look at Thunder in Brooklyn. You know, I mean, so when you talk about sports or any talent, you gotta name the rest of them. Like my brother Vincent, he's here securing this. What's his name? Our brother Captain Richard, Brother Arthur. So New York is not about bragging, but New York has its own thing that they, you know, secure. You know, you know how they say, I remember when I was in Costco, I'm from a town so bad they had to name it twice, New York, New York. So, you know, New York have its own reputation. And then the reason they don't get the ball players because New York is a basketball town. So they don't really care about who they get. Well, so, you know, so much. And I'm so happy that the brother came, man, to see our university.
If any of you all are familiar and you have questions to where I can give you value, I want to start there. So if anybody has a question about anything, brother.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What do you do in the nation?
What do I do in the nation? That's a good question. So for me, I believe that I'm a bridge. You understand me? I like to bring people to the nation. You understand me? As a fisher, a lot of people ask me all of the time, how do they get involved into the Nation of Islam? And so I send them to the local mosque, send them to the website, and for me it's about being an example, right? When they see a brother wearing the crown, or they see the way that I teach, and we're able to get money, we're able to nation build, and basically be able to build heaven. You know the definition of heaven, correct? That the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us? What is it?
The definition of heaven?
What did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say?
I don't know.
Luxury, money, good homes, friendships of all walks of life. So my goal is to exemplify what that looks like, right? And the byproduct of that, the rest of the world becomes attracted to that. Because normally we think about rappers being able to create luxury and money and good homes and friendships of all walks of life. But what happens when a person has knowledge and intellect and they're a Muslim and they can carry themselves without, you know, decreasing their integrity and still be able to build those things? Then it make the rest of the world more attracted to it. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a very successful leader. You understand me? He was able to create millions of dollars and create jobs and education and institutions. So if I'm going to look at his example of being inspired by it, then I want to see if we can create those same things and be able to have more. So I teach people utilizing social media so that I can reach more people than I would if we were just in person. Now let me ask y'all a question. Because for me, what makes me, I think, what gives me the power is my ability to be able to tap into my mind. Now, does any of you all believe that you are geniuses in here? Yes. Raise your hand. Okay, we should have everybody. Now, let me ask you a question. What makes you a genius?
Uh,
Oh, he's probably ready.
what makes me a genius is when the particular things I like to do, like I usually like to do parkour and dangerous things,
Dangerous things. What kind of
Yeah.
dangerous things?
like trying to jump off. You know what? Never mind. My
Oh,
point
okay.
is that when I do it, I have to sometimes I have to think about how high it is,
Mhm.
or how long the jump could
So
be.
you calculate the risk.
Yes. The risk of how much it if it could hurt me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I want everybody to put up their fingerprint right here. Right? Now, when I was younger, I was always taught that there's nothing new under the sun. Right? But then I discovered that at the end of the day, every time we get a fingerprint, it's completely new, that nobody else on the entire planet Earth has it. And I remember thinking about that, and that's my way to know that I'm different, to know that I'm genuine, right? That I'm something new that was created when I was born. And you have something connected to that little swirl on your fingerprint. And it represents a uniqueness that you can pull out. Each one of you all have an ability to pull out a uniqueness that you can show the rest of the world that nobody else can do, nobody else can tap into, right? As I represent 19 keys, there's nobody that can take my place. They can't speak or think in the same capacity that I do because Allah gave me something completely unique. And my proof is this fingerprint. So anytime that I want to remind myself of my special qualities and the reason I was born here, I have to look at my fingerprint to find proof of my uniqueness, that God wanted to add something different to the planet Earth when he brought me into existence. And it's my job to be able to bring that out and show forth to the world. Now, how many of you are on social media? Right? What do you use social media for?
To share our minister and family.
And what do you use it for, good sister? Entertainment. She was honest. She said, I ain't not even gonna try to give you the righteous answer, which is entertainment. I understand that's what we all use it for, entertainment or information, for the most part. Now, social media can be good, it can be bad, like any and all tools, right? Now, the way I use social media is to share information, right? But at the same time, I use what they call edutainment. So it got to be entertaining, but educational, right? Because it's hard to keep people's attention. Right now, some of you all may be thinking about something else. Now, I want to ask you this as well. Have anybody in this room ever been pregnant before? You ever been pregnant before? You never been pregnant before?
It's not possible.
Oh,
It's not possible.
Well, I've been pregnant before. Yeah, not physically, but mentally pregnant, right? So the man or the young male, you have a womb in your mind. Same like a woman or girl, she has a womb in her mind as well. But you can become pregnant with ideas. Now, this is one of the most powerful things that I learned, and it allows me to take any idea that's in my head and bring it into reality, right? Once you understand your ability to get pregnant with ideas, you start to gain a vision. When you want to get into some dangerous trouble, you think about how fun it's going to be. You start calculating how high it is. You get a vision, you get pregnant with a vision, and then you have to go and live that vision out. Now, what stops a lot of people during the terms of pregnancy, y'all had to get here through what they call a crowning phase. The crowning phase is the part where it's painful. The mother got to push. But before that happens, the body is being prepared. They call them contractions. So it's letting the body know, like, you got to get prepared. There's going to be a lot of pain. Now, throughout life, when you start to learn and you start to develop your creativity and your ideas, you have to make sure you're around the right people. Because just like when the sister is pregnant, everybody's more careful around her, right? She got a different glow, different type of energy. You want to make sure you don't do anything to harm that pregnancy and that baby coming to life. But when you become pregnant with ideas, you have to make sure you're not around anybody who's ignorant, around anybody who give you bad advice. Oh, I don't like that. That's not a good idea. You understand me? So for me, when I became pregnant with the idea of developing 19 Keys, creating a global brand where I can travel around the world, make money, meet celebrities, teach people, educate them, and do what I want to do, then I had to make sure I was having the right team and the right people around me. Because I went through the painful stage of having to actually put that work in, right? And once you got to put that work in, that's the stage of crowning when it's painful and you're like, you know what, I want to quit. And procrastination, when you're too entertained with social media, that's the abortion clinic of ideas. That's when you quit and be like, you know what? I'm not even going to bring it to term. You understand? You start finding excuses. And I was always taught excuses are tools. Do you know what the excuses build? What do excuses build? My brother with the answers.
Excuses build, excuses is another word for stopping yourself.
That's right. I like that. So excuses are tools that build monuments of nothingness. So monuments, like if you walk outside and you see a big skyscraper, you see a big building, that's a monument, right? But a monument of nothingness, if you see a brother and he ain't got nothing, then you say, oh brother, you must have built that whole thing out of excuses because he don't have nothing. So anytime you use an excuse, you building nothing. So, oh, I couldn't get this done. Oh, I don't know why I can do that. Or how can I do that? Every time you use an excuse, you building nothing. So you got a present self and you got a future self, right? Your present self is who you are right now, everything you're capable of doing, the way you think, the excuses you make, or the reasons you find to get things done. Now, you can either rob your future self, yeah, you can rob yourself in the future, or you can invest in your future self. So for me, I had to learn, what's today's date? Today is March 8th, 2022. By March 8th, 2023, I can ask myself, every single day leading up to 365 days, depending on what I do every single day, I will have to live that person's life. I might be healthier, I might be, more fit, I might have more money, more friends, more ideas, I might be more traveled. But if every single day I make an excuse, by the time I get to this life and I'm living it today, I have to be like, dang, I built my whole life out of excuses. I wasted all my opportunities and I robbed myself of the money I could have got, the intelligence I could have got, the friends I could have made, the places I could have traveled, and the person I could have became. Right? So if yesterday you make excuses, then that means today you got to pay for them. Right? Or if yesterday you find a reason to get something done, then today you get to appreciate the value of the things that you've done for yourself. Now, we living in a time where we have to become way more efficient and effective the way we go about doing things. What's your favorite subject today in school? Anybody who got a favorite subject? Somebody else. I like you, brother. I appreciate you. Go ahead, good sister. Art. So have you heard of NFTs? So right now, NFTs are allowing artists to be able to capitalize off their art. Meaning that instead of just being an artist, where traditionally somebody else is hiring you to make something for them, you can now make something for yourself and start selling it to the marketplace, to other people, right? And then once you sell it and somebody else if somebody else buys it from them, you get paid as well. Now, NFTs, there's this young boy, who I think he was 13 years old, and he did $5 million worth of NFTs. He sold pictures. So he started to learn the technology, right? And he said, what is this? He took some time to understand it because he thought he was a genius as well, right? He didn't have big ambitions like he just wanted to be rich. He just wanted to learn it to have fun. But it happened to be that his habit of having fun was also connected to making money and building out his dream. So it's different when you got a habit that makes you nothing and then you got a habit that builds you something, right? So you can spend the same amount of time on social media or same amount of time playing the game, and at the end of the day, you just had a good time. Or you can take that exact amount of time and you can spend it on something like NFTs or learning the type of games that actually make you money. So now you have investment power. When I was young, I never was taught about money for real. You understand me? My mom used to say that money burning a hole in your pocket. That's all I knew about wealth. You understand me? Try to make more than you spend. If somebody wants $1 from you, right, and you say you're generous, and you only have $1, should you give them that $1? Be honest.
Maybe yeah.
Huh?
Maybe yes.
Why yes?
Well, because they don't have that dollar, but even though that if you only have $1 left, and you give it to another person, then that makes you, sort of poor. But at least you're being generous at the end.
See, now that's the common answer. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how I thought when I was younger as well. But when you realize that if they don't have $1 and you give them $1, now you don't have $1. Now you need $1 from them. Y'all just switch positions. So it's one thing to be righteous, another thing to be responsible, right? And to be accountable. So that means if I got $1 at any given time, I can only afford to give you maybe 10%. I don't have a whole dollar to give you because you're never supposed to spend everything that you have, right? So that means that if I want to give away $1, I got to wait till I got 10. So if I give $1, I still got 9 other ones for myself. I got money to eat, money to travel, money to save, money to invest. But for me, I teach my younger brothers, don't give away any till you got 100. You understand me? And at any given time, don't spend more than 10% of the money you have, meaning that if I got 100, I can only spend 10, because 10 times 10 is 100, right? So you want to make sure that even as you develop habits as a young person, they're going to become the same exact habits you have by the time you're grown. So if you bad with money when you're younger, you're going to be bad with money when you get older, right? So you have to be careful the way you go about making your choices and decisions in life. Because I end up having to learn what they call financial literacy. You know what literacy is, right? My sister, what is literacy? I put you on the spotlight, it's okay. So when you are literate of a language, right? They said Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was illiterate, right? Meaning that he could speak, but he couldn't read and write in that language, right? Some of us can speak about money, but we can't read and write. We don't really understand it, right? So when you talk about financial literacy, we can talk about wealth, but we don't know how to build it. We can talk economics, but we don't know how to build it, right? And so becoming literate is actually understanding the fabric of how everything works. So I teach grown adults, I teach young people. We had a course where we taught young people how to trade stocks. Not only did they learn how to trade stocks, they was making money in the stock market, right? We learned them how to create NFTs. Not only did they learn it, they start making money with the NFTs. They start making money playing the games, whether it was Roblox. How many of y'all ever played Roblox? Did you know you can make money playing Roblox?
Yeah.
How many of you all have made money? Kind of, a little bit.
Not yet, but soon.
Oh, no.
And then it's one thing to play the Roblox. Don't you know you can own Roblox? So you can invest in Roblox stock. And instead of just playing it, now you're getting paid from it. So when more children around the world play it, then you also get paid. So for me, I don't think you should ever play a game unless you own the game as well. Right? Because behind every Roblox is a family. I look at it. And it's a family that every time you spend, you put money into their family, but no money is coming into yours. The most powerful people on the planet Earth are families. You ever used the toothpaste Colgate? Not the best one. They got fluoride in it. It's not good for you. So that was a trick question. Just testing. Right? There's a couple other brands I don't want to mention because I know y'all too young to be trying those. But if you go to like Chase Bank, and if you go look around at Walmart, and you go look at all these products around the world, there's somebody's family who owns those products. Now, how many products do you think comes from black families that we own in our household? We're gonna look at the toothpaste, underwear, the hats we wear, the clothes, the sheets, every product in our household. How many of them you can say are black owned that we make?
Oh,
My brother.
well, technically since we are the original people.
No, just name one. Name one
Name
that's in
one?
a house that you actually use that you say a black family made this.
Blankets.
Your blankets are black owned blankets. Black made blankets, rather.
Yes.
That's beautiful. How many people else? How many sisters? What?
Black soap.
You got some black, now it's black soap. That was that was a good one. I mean, I don't know, make sure you got it from a black person, then it's black owned soap. What was it?
Hair product. Yeah, hair product.
Got hair product. Now, yes sir.
Black seed oil.
Black seed, now that's dog with black. I don't know if a black person dropped them seeds though.
Answer.
Huh?
I want to change my answer.
No, you got an answer already. You gotta be disciplined. Yes sir.
Hair clean.
Hair clean. Now, think about that though. All of the products in our house, maybe one, and maybe the one that start with black was made by black people. But that means that every single one of those products in your household is feeding another family that don't look like you. So when we talk about building wealth, imagine if your family was supplying everybody else's family products. So when you think about getting a job or going into a career, you have to also start thinking about being a producer. You can make something simple as toilet paper. Everybody has to use toilet. I know everybody here use toilet paper, right? Everybody use a toothbrush, right? Everybody use toothpaste, right? Right? Cleaning products, t-shirt, drawers, all of these things that everybody is going to use. So we have to start thinking about becoming essential products. Essential meaning the things that are important that we have to use, regardless of what's going on, whether it's a war, whether the economy is bad, no matter what, we have to start thinking about how do we create products that everybody has to use. Because if we don't, then our families will always be dependent on white families. Because we might say something about the white man, but he make all of our stuff. So how can we dislike him if he produces everything for us that we like? So we have to start thinking about being producers, and it's not a hard thing because there are ways that you can get things manufactured from you across the world. You just have to have the idea. One thing that most people might not understand about today, it's not about being the hardest worker on the planet Earth. Back in the day, it was about whoever can work the most many hours. But now somebody can go on social media and make $100,000 by being funny, right? Or they can learn how to play a game the right way, right? They're not the hardest worker doing physical work. Now it's about mental work. And then it becomes about creative work. See, the smart people already created the cell phone, they created the blockchain, they created crypto and NFTs and laptops and iPhones. That means that they did all of the work for you. So now you have to figure out the best ways that you can possibly use it. So when you look at your phone, don't look at it just a device you can get on social media and entertain yourself. You have to look at it as an opportunity that you can use to start building wealth and start making money and connecting with people around the world for any and every solution or any and every problem that you have, right? So once you get creative, you have to play in your imagination. The biggest nation on the planet is the imagination. You understand me? When I want to come up with an idea, I don't think about what I have, because then I start thinking about my limitations. Oh, I ain't got enough money to do that. No, I just start in my mind because there's no limits in here. So if I can take a thought that's in my mind and then I can bring it into reality, that's a part of the proof that I'm a God. So I take products out my mind, I create the crowns out my mind, I take gold out my mind, right? I take any and everything out my mind. It all starts in the darkness. My father called it the precepts, right? It twirls into a concept and then it's brought into reality. But in order for you to take something that's in the darkness of your mind, you have to put work. Work is electricity, it's energy. And so if you can match the energy of your thought, then you know how to deliver it into reality. Have anybody ever had yellow teeth in here? Come on, everybody got the mask on, won't say nothing, that's okay. Yeah, the brothers is honest over there. The sister part got great hygiene, that's all. It's all good. So think about this. There's something called arithmetic. And it's basically creating a formula to match a frequency. So frequency is what you do frequently. Like, so think about this. Let's say you have to brush your teeth 100 times till they white. So that means if you do it every single day, how many days does it take to get to white teeth, my brother? 100 days till you get white teeth, and you brush them once every day. How many days?
Maybe all day.
100 days, right? Because that means that that's the frequency. But let's say that you do it every other day. So that means you're only going to be doing it, right, once every day. So now it's going to take you 200 days to get there. So the way I simplify the idea of bringing thoughts in reality, I have to ask myself, how much work do I need to match the frequency of that thought, right? Now, let's say, you know what, I'm going to brush my teeth 3 times a day so I get there 3 times faster. Or I might even circumnavigate that and go get me some clean whitener. So now I can quantum leap those days, right? It depends on how creative you want to get to matching that frequency to bringing it into reality. So the person that doesn't have money, they can't go get that clean whitener. But if you have more resources, then you can get there faster. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the simplistic idea that we was taught, you know, Mother Tanetta, she would break down that number 19 so much. And she'd talk about how there has to be a time where the children learn to engineer and mathematics, because you have to be able to build your own world, right? You said there'd be a time where you can put a sun in the sky. You had that much knowledge. And so when they talk about NFTs are backed by this thing called blockchain, and blockchain is backed by mathematics. And I know we taught that Islam is mathematics. And what happens on the blockchain is essentially saying that they're creating a system where human beings don't have to trust each other, just trust that the machine will do its job. And we are kind of an immature people where it's hard for us to trust each other. So we have to put something in place to where it's like, dang, I want to do business with my brother, but I hope he don't get greedy. So there's this thing, I'm going to give y'all a concept, it's called smart contracts. The smart contracts is basically two human beings agreeing on something, putting the mathematics down, and then it will do whatever they said it was going to do, and nobody can change it after that. So basically, if I say, brother, we're going to go into business, we're going to start selling toothbrushes. What's your name, brother?
Hanif.
Hanif. Me and my brother Hanif, we're going to start selling toothbrushes together. Now, we're going to sell it as an NFT. So we're going to take the picture. If anybody buy this NFT, then we're going to split it 50-50. Is that cool with you, brother Hanif? 50-50, I get 50%, you get 50%?
55.
55, I don't know.
I was joking.
I don't know what
50,
school of negotiation you went to. I'm bringing more the firepower. Now I got to get this at 60-40 my way. You know what I'm saying? So you said, that's a bad negotiation right there. I'm going to do the marketing. I got the platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to produce it. Don't get greedy in business, brother.
Oh,
All right now. We good, brother. All right. So let's say me and brother Hanif, now we're doing 60-40, right? So we got a toothbrush that we selling. We got 100 of them. Every time somebody buys this NFT, it goes to this thing called a digital wallet, which means that they own it, right? So we got 100 of them. Now we got 99 left, but we just sold one. Now what we do is we connect both of our digital wallets to it, right? And we program in a smart contract that 60% go to me, 40% go to Hanif. So every time there's a sale, he's not waiting for me to give him no money. It's gonna automatically go to his wallet and the rest is gonna go to me. So now guess what? He don't have to trust me because it's also transparent. At any point in time, he can go on what they call this blockchain and go look and see the sales, right? So now it allows us to do business without worrying about greed and issues and problems between each other. So that's the concept and the idea of the blockchain and why it's valuable. So y'all gonna grow up in the future completely different than mine, where y'all can do business with people that you may not like, that may be disagreeable, that you might not trust. But they say Islam is mathematics, so you just trust the mathematics. The mathematics become the righteousness in between you because there's no way that you can now corrupt this agreement that we have between each other. So when we come up with ideas, y'all have so much power that all of you all can decide to create a toothbrush together. Y'all can start marketing and people are going to buy it because you're young. They're going to be like, what, you got your own toothbrush? Muhammad University got their own toothbrush? We can supply the rest of the nation. Everybody has to brush their teeth. You get a supplier, and then all of a sudden, everybody is able to make money and market it together. Wouldn't you want to be able to have extra money for Roblox, or social media, or new garments, whatever you spend your money on? I don't really know, to be honest. But I didn't want to spend too much time. I just want to leave y'all with this last thought. How big is your brain? Anybody know how big is the brain? You, brother. How big is it? How many pounds is the brain? How many?
My brain is probably 95 pounds.
No, sir. 95? Brother, you couldn't get up out the bed. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy. You might be 95 pounds. Anybody? How big is the brain? Look it up. Anybody got a phone they can see it? Brain. The brain.
The brain.
Especially the black man brain. You know ours is a little bigger. All these big things in here. We know the brain's heavy now. My brain ain't 3 pounds.
How many pounds? Just ask what is the weight of the brain.
How much?
It didn't say 3. It says 3. It's the brain.
That's their brain.
I got 3 pounds.
3 pounds. 3 pounds.
Mine a little bigger.
Right? For real.
You know what I'm saying? So let's use that number, right? So let's say the brain, right? And I'm gonna say You know, let's say it's 3 pounds, 3, 5, 7 pounds, however you want to go to. So that's the weight of the brain. And everybody has a brain in here, right?
Yes.
Raise your hand, you got a brain. If you didn't have a brain, you couldn't raise your hand. So I know you got one. Right? Now, if you got a brain, you know how powerful the brain is, right? They say the brain is more powerful, 100 times powerful than the most powerful computer on the planet Earth. So that means that you got a machine in there that is superior. Now, you also have a mind. How big is the mind? The sister, look, she said the mind infinite. She said it's huge. Now, I'm going to give you the answer, brother. The mind is infinite. So, if you have a mind and the mind is infinite, what does that make you? It makes you infinite. That makes you unstoppable. So how could you ever get to a point of something that you don't think is possible or something that you think is hard if you have a brain that you just told me was infinite? See, oftentimes we walk around thinking about our brains and it makes us limited because it's physical. But then we have a mind that's connected to all. You understand me? When you read something, you're taking in symbols, but you're not physically putting nothing in your brain. So how is it that you automatically can take these symbols and move stuff around in your brain that you already have there? We call it knowledge, and now you can do more with your body in your brain. So I want you all to always remember that there is no impossible. My brother Ben called it ain't impossible, it's I'm possible. You understand me? And I always think of myself as my mind, right? And if you have the ability to focus that mind, it's like a laser. And you can use it to passionately focus, bring anything into reality. Stand up, young brother. Stand up a little bit. Yeah, all of you all, stand up. If you wanted to, you can stand there for hours. But what would have happened, they call it mind over matter. Your body start getting tired, you want to sit down, you start fidgeting, your brain start telling you other things to do. So you have to learn how to control your mind. And your mind has power over the brain, has power over the body, right? And you have to start getting to the point where you push yourself to past your limitations, right? So you're fidgeting right now. What is that? You want to stand still, but your habits are so powerful that even when you tell yourself something to do, you can't listen to yourself. So what controls you if you can't listen to yourself? So you have to learn how to have self-control, because then any thought that you take, you can pull it to term and bring it into reality. That's how you will know when you get to that development of manhood. That's mindhood. Where you at that man age where you can manage yourself. Where we used to have to stand up all day like this. I hated it. A brother would come back and slap me on the back of my head if I flinched. I know a fly landed. He said, don't look at the fly. I said, come on, can you at least get it off? Nah, we just had to stand there, discipline. But it gave me so much power over myself because we used to have drill competitions and I used to win all the time. You know why? Because I used to always think about the end in mind. Because I knew how to drill, so I didn't need to think about every direction. Because what happens with the brain is, if you're trying to overthink about something you know how to do, you trip yourself up and then you mess up. So instead, I relaxed myself. And I thought about, because they used to give us a bean pie or $20. So I thought about eating that bean pie while I was drilling. I thought about the end of winning, right? I didn't think about the competition. I thought about getting to that opposite end, so I was giving birth to that thought the whole time. And by the time the competition is over, I looked over, I'm the only person left. Because I was the only person that was prepared to win. Don't scratch your head. See, the brain, the body just start doing stuff. You understand me? So when you go into things, you have to always give yourself a vision, give yourself an idea. That's going to carry you to the finish line. But the most dangerous thing for the mind of a black man is a distraction. You understand me? Because when you're distracted, it takes you off track. You're no longer going where you're supposed to. Look at the brother legs fidgeting. When we used to do FOI class, the brothers would come in there, sometimes they'd be drinking too much the day before. Everything come out your pore when you start working out. When you stand up, you get to realize how much of you control for yourself. Your legs start moving, start wobbling back and forth. They get a little tired here. It's just giving you knowledge and input on who you are and what's going on with your body. And then now it's time for you to start controlling all of that. Look for it, brother. Come on now, look for it. You got your mind so powerful. You can process things past the speed of light to the speed of thought. You can control any and everything. You can take any idea that's in your head and you can bring it into reality. You literally can have a future in your head. Same way somebody took a cell phone, they brought it out their head, and now everybody uses it. What thing will you bring outside of your mind that the whole world will use? And they always look at young black men specifically, and they think they know you. They think they know what a young black Muslim gonna be, who he's gonna become, how he's gonna dress, who he's gonna associate with. So you have to always have them underestimating you. They think you right here, but you done studied, you done learned, really you right here, but you don't let them know because you keep that power of underestimation. That's how you get that power. And a black man that has discipline, self-control, and focus, the most dangerous man on the planet Earth. And then that's when the black woman can rely on you. You ready to accept that, brother? Y'all look up, brother. Always look a brother in his eyes. You understand me? You ready to accept that? Yes, sir. Gotta speak, brother.
Yes, sir.
Come on, say it with your chest. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come on, a little louder, brother. You got a lion in there. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna get in trouble. Come on. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We gonna get back to you.
I have a quiet voice. You don't want to speak out loud. I'm in public. Public.
Oh, no, we got this, brother. You got this, brother. Brother, you gotta remember, man, every man has a lion in the cage on the inside of him. At any point in time, you can take that key and you can unlock it and you can control your space. You understand me? Through your whole life, they're gonna want to control you and want you to use that indoor voice the whole time, right? But you gotta tell them that this is your life, this is your world. 196,940,000 square miles of this planet Earth is yours. So, if you decide that you want to roar like a lion, then do that. Don't ever make excuses to pull yourself down. Always find a reason to bring yourself up. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Come on, you got it in you. Come on, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You go get there. You don't need to do it right now. When you get by yourself, I want you to pull that voice out. How you feeling, brother? You gonna take that mission?
Yes, sir.
Come on now, we just had this. Come on now, brother. Make some noise. Feel free, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There you go. What about you, brother? You'll take that mission?
Yes, sir.
Come on with it, brother. Come on with it. Yeah. What about you, brother? You take that mission?
Yes, sir.
I know you was ready, brother. Come on. What about you, brother? You'll take that mission?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. You bigger than everyone. Come on. I see you trying to grip my hand like a lion. What about you, brother?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There you go. My father, man, he would have been mad at y'all, though. He don't play that. Now, all at once. Let me hear that lion. Let the sister should feel, you understand me, the enemy tremble when y'all speak. You got to believe yourself. Sometimes I record myself in what I call the voice of believability, where when I'm enthused about something, enthusiasm comes through this Greek word called entheos, meaning God. Without enthusiasm, you can't do no things. You have to be enthused about every single thing that you do. You understand me? You have to do it with a rage of believability and confidence everywhere you walk. Stomach in, chest out, head up. Right? Like you own the whole. People always make fun of my walk. Well, hey, say, man, you think you own this building? Yes, sir. Or I could, or I will. So are you brothers ready to take that mission?
Yes, sir.
Come on, one more. The young lion's ready to go. Y'all ready to take the mission?
Yes, sir.
All praises to God. Let me sit down. Appreciate it. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it thoroughly. You understand me? I hope you sisters felt the energy that you believe these brothers.
Kinda.
You understand me? They gonna work on it.
We getting there.
They gonna work on it. I don't say just like that, but I was a combination of all of them in some sort of way. You understand me? But my father would never allow me to allow pain to stop me. Anytime I get that flutter of butterflies, that's a reason to go forward. Because in life, we create invisible lines that we don't want to cross. You understand me? But when you do that, that's when you become fearless. And anything that controls you becomes your God. And you're supposed to fear no one but Allah.
That's right. Oh, praise be to Allah.
Procrastination.
Procrastination would be the abortion. I'm going to put down on a piece of paper, put down on the wall, because I think that was, out of everything you said, that's one thing that just hit me in the head, stuck with me. But thank you so much
Absolutely.
for
Thank you.
attending.
My pleasure.
It's so wonderful. Now I know you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I know you. I didn't know you before, but now I know you. And I thank you so very much for coming.
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all have any questions, anything. Oh, we need to take a picture. Lord, if I'll let
Absolutely.
them
Let's
take
get
a
a
picture.
picture.
Let's go, y'all. Because if we don't get take a picture, they're going to hang
Absolutely.
you.
My pleasure.